Okay, so you flagged a pretty interesting real estate listing for us to look at today. We're doing a deep dive, but only using this specific source material.
Right. The mission is simple. Just unpack what this single Zillow listing tells us. We're looking at 7121 Flats Road in Tallassee, Tennessee, MLS number 2781408.
And critically, the listing source you send over mentions the agents involved.
Uh-huh. It lists John Lavender and Chris Rains, both with Epique Realty. So everything we discuss comes straight from what they've put out there in this listing.
Got it. Okay, let's unpack this then.
Well, the first thing that jumps out, and they really lean into it, is the views.
Oh, yeah. The listing calls them breathtaking panoramic views in the Smoky Mountains. It even gets specific, talking about a 180-degree vista.
Right, stretching all the way from Mount Mitchell, apparently down towards Georgia.
But what's maybe more interesting is what they say isn't there.
Exactly. It highlights no rooftops or power lines to obstruct your view. They're really selling that feeling of pure, untouched nature.
It's very descriptive. Sunrises, sunsets, stars, even watching weather systems roll in from miles away. They paint a picture of this peaceful, private setting.
It's all about that emotional connection to the landscape, selling the experience first.
Definitely. But then almost immediately, the listing throws in a bit of a curveball, a paradox almost.
After all that talk about seclusion and being away from it all.
They pivot to convenience. It says the property is less than 30 minutes from the charming towns of Maryville and Alcoa.
Yeah, promising easy access to basically everything, shopping, restaurants, healthcare, even McGee Tyson Airport.
So it's trying to offer both things at once, the remote escape and the everyday practicality.
Which is a common desire, but often hard to find. If we sort of look at the bigger picture here, the listing is working hard to head off that objection. It's beautiful, but too remote.
Right.
They're trying to say, you get the $1,000,000 view without the million-mile drive. It really positions the property as offering this ideal blend. The question for you, the reader of the listing, becomes, does this feel believable?
And they push this unique positioning even further, making a pretty bold claim comparing it to other luxury properties.
Oh yeah, get this, it says it's better than oceanfront, lakefront, and gulffront properties.
That's quite a statement.
It is their reasoning.
Yeah.
It offers those $1,000,000 views, but crucially, albeit being subject to high-end property taxes.
Okay, so that's their specific value angle. Less overhead for the same, or even better, perceived luxury experience.
Exactly. It's an explicit argument for why this type of mountain view property, according to them, makes more sense financially and maybe even lifestyle-wise.
Yeah.
And then, having established that, they pivot again, this time to income.
Right. The listing mentions it's an active short-term rental and talks about its potential.
Potential for over $100K in annual rental income. That's a big number.
And they highlight its flexibility, too. Use it as one big house. Or it can function as two separate units, each with its own entrance. 5 bedrooms, 3 baths total mentioned in that context.
Plus a little note about potential tax advantages for improvements, which is interesting.
So what's fascinating here is really how they layer the pitch.
Totally. It starts with that undeniable wow factor, the views. Pure emotion.
Then they ground it with practicality. The location isn't that remote.
And finally, they add the financial angle, significant income potential, and maybe even better value than other luxury options. It's stacking different kinds of appeal, trying to hit multiple targets for potential buyers or investors.
And the basic facts from the listing seem to back some of this up. It's listed currently as 4 beds, 3 baths.
Right, 2,800 square feet total, 1,400 up, 1,400 finished below. Built in 2001, sitting on just over half an acre, 0.61 acres.
And features like 2 wood-burning fireplaces, deck, patio, balcony, all things you'd expect to, take advantage of that setting.
Makes sense. The price listed is $1,195,000. And it does note a recent price cut, been on Zillow for 143 days, according to the source.
Okay, so pulling it all together just from this one Zillow listing, what's the story?
Well, the source positions 71 and 121 Flats Road squarely on those incredible unobstructed views in a private setting. That's hook number 1.
Then it counters the isolation fear with surprisingly good access to towns and the airport.
And wraps up with a strong investment pitch. Big potential rental income, flexible use, possible tax perks, and that bold claim of being better value than coastal or Gulf properties.
So a multi-pronged approach, really. And remember, this whole deep dive, everything we've talked about, comes only from the information presented in that single Zillow listing by the agents.
Exactly, purely based on that source material.
So here's something to think about, based just on what this listing claims. How does a property's ability to market both extreme natural beauty and significant income potential like this, even claiming superiority over traditional luxury, maybe reshape how you think about a dream home or an investment in a place like the Smoky Mountains?